Good evening, Hawk families. This is Mr. Hicks, your principal here at Hampton Oaks. I'm coming to you with my video blog number one. And what I'm doing is I'm going to start sending out video blogs to families about certain topics. I know at Hampton Oaks, I do send out robocalls and robo emails. I know we send out a newsletter. Our teachers send out several newsletters, depending on what things are going on in the classroom. From getting feedback from families and so on and so forth, I just want to give another way to give some information out to families through this video blog. So what I plan on doing is every few weeks, I'm going to do a video blog about something that's I feel is important. It could be some new information. It could be some information that we're coming back around to, so we know that we're all on the same page. And I plan on sending this out through robo email with the topic. So when you receive the email, you'll be able to click on the link and listen to the video, see the video, obviously, of me discussing the topic. It's one of those things, if you do not feel it's necessary, you know the information, you maybe heard me talk about it before, you can delete it, but that's totally up to you. I definitely want to just give an option if there's a topic that interests families and so on and so forth. If they see that topic, they can obviously go back to it and replay the video to freshen up on some information. So the topic I'm going to discuss today with you is our house system here at Hampton Oaks. I know last year I had the opportunity, because of the redistricting, many of our students were able to come over during the day from Moncure Elementary School and Winding Creek Elementary School and visit that were being redistricted to Hampton Oaks. During that time, a big part of my discussion was about our house system and how that worked. Throughout our summer activities, especially our kindergarten visits from up-and-coming kindergartners and their families, it's something we discuss when they visit briefly as well. So there's been many times that I've discussed it. I've definitely talked to the kids a lot about it, but I definitely wanted to make sure I came back around and discussed it one more time at least before the end of the year, just to make sure families knew what was going on and felt pretty confident in what we're doing here as a partnership. And one of those important keys to a partnership is obviously know what's going on at school, so that you as a parent, a family member, can follow up with some information, even have a discussion with your kids at home about the house system and how it works. So first off, I'm just going to talk about the four main houses here and how we got those. So 3 years ago, when I became principal, we didn't have a house system here, and my first goal was to develop the community inside the school and with all the stakeholders and so on and so forth. So I felt a good way to do that was to start a house system. I've always heard that house systems are a good way to get the kids feeling welcome to the school, feeling like they're all part of something. And it's definitely good on developing character traits. So I sit down the summer before the start of the year with all the teachers and some other members of our community. And I asked them some simple questions. And one of the questions was, tell me a word that describes or something you think is very important, a character trait that we feel it's important for our kids to have during their time here at Hampton Oaks and also when they leave. So after getting a lot of feedback, we came up with four things, and we made those into houses. And those four things are red house, which means respect, green house, which means integrity, orange house, which means relentless, and blue house, which means kindness. So those are our four houses here at Hampton Oaks. We use colors here. I know other schools use fancy words and things like that, or may come up with something else, but we use colors just to make it simple for the students so they know what house they're in. And also the words that go along with their house is something we talk about pretty much every day, whether it be on morning announcements or throughout the school day. As far as students being introduced to the house system, the teachers do a good job at the beginning of the year discussing with students. And they also have the students, and I leave this up to the teachers how they pick houses. In kindergarten, the students all pick houses because it's their first time here at Hampton Oaks. In the other classes, first through fifth grade, that's up to as far as a teacher, if they're a new student here at Hampton Oaks, which we had a lot of new students this year because of redistricting, they did a shuffle and the students chose their houses. But for the most part, we don't have redistricting or a lot of change here. Most of the kids obviously carry over from the year before because once you're in a house, you stay in that house the whole time you're here at Hampton Oaks. And the question has all come from some parents is why do they have to stay in the same house? Because we do a house system point here. So as each student has the opportunity to gain points, and we feel it's a competitive thing, but it's also it helps the students feel like they're part of a community, and they can contribute to their community by earning points. So there's a lot of different ways you can earn points. By participating in before and after school activities is one way. By just showing good effort through the school day, by earning positive referrals. There's so many opportunities to earn points. It's endless of how you can do that just by showing a good character trait. So there's opportunities for students to earn points throughout the day. And we do that by little tokens. We have tokens that are the same colors as the house. That's one way we give out points as well. So if I'm in the classroom, visiting the classroom, and I see a student that is helping others and being kind, then I'll give them a token. Tokens are worth 5 to 10 points. I keep track of that, and we update their house points throughout about every week, but I update them every day pretty much on my spreadsheet. So moving forward, it was pretty new for most of our students this year, the house system. But it's December now, and I feel that our kids are pretty confident in what they're doing within their houses. When I go around to visit classrooms and I give a kid a token, they understand what it is and they're understanding why they deserved it or earned it. One good thing about the house system is kids get points, but they don't always get points. So it's a good teaching tool for students. I could go into a classroom, every kid might be doing a good job, but I might pick 2 or 3 kids I give tokens to. So kids just don't do a good thing and just say, okay, I'm done. I got my token. They understand the importance of, I've got to keep doing good things. And, I might not get rewarded all the time for doing the right thing. And the expectation at Hampton Oaks is that I should always be doing the right thing. And every now and then I might get a reward. I might get a pat on the back or say, good job. But it's expected here that we're always doing the best we can and doing the right thing at all times. One thing that's worked really well with our house system here is our community time. So every morning from 9:10 to 9:30, we have community time. So during that time in every classroom, teachers have community meetings with their class. It looks different in every room how it works. But the main thing is it's building relationships and taking time to learn things about each other. And also taking time to discuss issues if we had an issue the day before in a classroom. For example, if we had a math lesson the other day and we struggled as a class, that might be time we need to take to talk about us and talk about math and what part of math we struggled with. And it's okay to get frustrated and how can we work through our problems. Or it could be something that happened on the playground as far as a classroom. We struggled with using equipment correctly or something like that. So we take time in the morning to discuss that. So really teaching kids to work through their problems. Nothing's perfect. Nobody here is perfect, and there may be issues that arise. So that's one thing in life, and we teach in a house system that you're going to have adversity and things like that. You need to work through it. Another question I just received from a parent is what are house meetings? What do they do at house meetings? So that's why I just talked about community time. Maybe once or twice a month, depending on our schedule here, I will have a house meeting, a whole house meeting, and that will be during community time. So, for example, I'll say, okay, tomorrow Blue House is meeting. So every child in the Blue House comes down to the gym, kindergarten through fifth grade. And during that meeting, we'll discuss most of the time 2 things. one thing that's going real well because we want to focus on the positive, one thing we need to improve on. So we could discuss something as far as, hey, I've looked at our literacy, K through 5, what we're doing in our reading blocks. Everything's looking really good. We're making some good improvements. We have good transition time. So in that part of the school, we're doing great. However, one thing that I noticed that we're struggling on with the school is dismissal. Like, for example, buses. We're not paying attention to the screen. We're not focusing when we're getting on the buses. Things like that, or we're having issues on the ride home. So we might discuss that as a house. Um, and usually I'll let the house leaders lead that discussion so they're communicating to their peers, which is I've seen that it's important for the principal, obviously, myself, to talk to students. But when you have students that are put in that leadership role that are communicating as well, it's very powerful. So, and it gives them opportunity to be a leader. And so fifth graders are in that leadership role in the house system. So within the whole house system, we have a number of meetings throughout the year. Fifth graders lead those meetings, and about every month new leaders are selected. So throughout the course of a school year, every fifth grader has the opportunity to be a leader. And and they don't have to be a fifth grade that is talks a lot, or we have a lot of kids that are shy about public speaking and so on and so forth. And I tell those students it's okay. You can be a model by an example. So that's another way to lead, by example. Some other fun things we do with our house system is teachers nominate house belt winners, or people eligible for the house belt once a week. And we do that where, for example, fourth grade student is nominated and wins, and I choose those students. All the fourth graders line up and we give out a house belt. On the house belt, it has our 4 pillars. It looks like a championship belt, and it's got our 4 pillars on it. And that student has that for the week. We also have what we call an effort box. It's just an old lunch box. It has the word effort on it, and those are nominated. That's a student is chosen once a week for that as well. And so that's given to a student that shows a lot of hard work. It doesn't have to, the student doesn't have to be doing above and beyond academically. It just has to show that a student's willing to do their best at all times. And even if they go through things a couple times and fail it, they don't quit. So we give that out too. So those are 2 awards that are given out, and we only have maybe 30 to 35 students win each one a year. So out of 900 students, that's something to look forward to. We also have School Spirit Fridays, which I tell the kids they can wear blue or yellow, but also wear their house colors. So the house system is pretty simple the way we run it here. It's very easy for the students to understand. And the 4 characteristics or the 4 pillars, green, integrity; red, respect; orange, relentless; and blue, kindness, is something that we talk about every day with the kids. They earn, like I said before, they earn tokens and so on and so forth. And it's something to look forward to. And there's other small components to it, but those are the main things I want to talk with you families today about. Feel free to always email me about the house system and how it works. We do a big celebration at the end of the year in school with the whole building and students. We do the announcement of who had the most house points, which house. We do a house cup, which they get a plaque on for the house name, and we have house banners in the gym as well. So it's a fun competitive thing for the kids, but it also teaches the kids that we have to work together and be a good community. And sometimes when I talk to the kids after the meetings and I get a chance to talk to the leaders, I really talk about how it kind of goes hand in hand with our community as far as Stafford County. So I explain to the kids, we're all in different little neighborhoods throughout the county, and those might be our little houses that we're, working together on, but we're all in a bigger house, and that's Stafford County, which we want our community to do well. We want to be good contributors to what's going on. We all have some things that are unique with each of us to make us good leaders. And even though others may not agree with you, you always do your best and try to be the best person you can be. And that's one thing that we talk to the kids about every day. And finally, on a final note, if you have a conversation with your child about our house system, it's always important to talk about, what house they're in and what that word means. So, for example, if they're in blue and that's kindness, what's kindness mean? Kindness, can mean a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. It can mean, helping a friend in school, working together on a math problem, and giving that person encouragement. It could be doing service projects outside of school. It could be understanding to somebody with some different viewpoints and things like that maybe you don't agree with, but it's okay for you guys to have a different opinion and discuss it appropriately. Same thing with other houses, such as the greenhouse integrity, doing the right thing when people are not watching, even though you may make mistakes. Being honest with your mistakes. For example, if you're a struggle reader, you struggle with math, being honest and working harder in those things. So those are just some little key points to discuss with your kids about our house system. I'm really happy with the direction it's gone in the last couple of years. We continue to try to make things better here, and also always try to improve on what we're doing. Um, so our big thing this year with the house system has been the effort box of continuing to promote positive effort and with our kids here. So I just want to take time to again thank you guys for listening. That's our house system. If you have any questions about the house system, again, you can email me or feel free to call me as well. We'll definitely be sending out more videos. My next video I plan on discussing is clubs. That's something I've had some questions about. What we offer, what grade levels we offer clubs to, and how clubs are beneficial to the academics. So again, thanks for listening to the house system. As things may come up with the house system, maybe do more videos on it. So I appreciate your time. It's getting close to the holiday season, so take care of yourself, and I look forward to talking with everybody again. Take care and have a good evening.